Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In our last video, I showed you how to automate exporting data from Access to Excel with one click. Well, today we're going to go the other way. We're going to take that Excel spreadsheet, assume our users have made their changes to it, and now we're going to import it back in and pull those changes into our table. Again, with one click. Are you ready? Here we go. Of course, if you haven't watched yesterday's video first, the automated export video, go watch this first. It's free. It's on my website. It's on my YouTube channel. And then come on back. And also, if you don't know how to build update queries, go watch this video too. All right, because once we import the data, we're going to use an update query to put it into our customer table. So go watch this one as well. All right, so in the last video, I showed you how to take your customer form like this here, your customer list form, and you can sort it, you can filter it, you can say, give me everybody from Florida, right? Then you can export this to Excel with one click. That gives you a spreadsheet. You can now send this spreadsheet. Let's say you got a sales rep who only deals with the customers from New York, right? He's got his zone. You want to send this to him. You want to say, hey, update all your customers, do what you got to do, give me updated data. I want it back on my email by Thursday, whatever, okay? Now, this also takes into consideration that no one else is going to modify this stuff, because if you give him a spreadsheet and then you import his data back into here, it's going to overwrite anything else that you've changed. All right, so this takes into consideration that you're mindful of that. Okay, so we're not going to have any like data collision examination, like checking to see, hey, wait a minute, this record's already been updated. So this is all on you. All right, I'm just going to show you how to export it, which I've already done, and then import it back in. This is good for stuff like this, where you want to give people certain sets of data to update, like product data. You want to send it to someone and say, hey, go to the vendor site and get me all updated pricing, bring it back, that kind of stuff. And you can control, I'll show you later, we can control which fields can be imported. If you only want to let them change like one field, we'll handle that in the update query. Okay? All right, so we know how to export this. Let's make a few changes. Mr. Data is going to be XXX. I'm going to be ZZZ. And let's say Deanna's credit limit has gone to 55555, whatever. Okay? Save it. All right, now this file is saved. And then we're going to close it. And now we're going to put a button in here to import that back in. All right, so design view. I'm just going to copy this button here. Slide it over here. This will be my import from Excel button. Gotta make it a little bit bigger. And if you're like me, you gotta make these buttons exactly the same width. I'm not gonna do that now, but normally I do. Let's go to properties. What do we call this guy? Export button. This will be our import button. Import BTN. Right click, build event. In fact, at the end of the last class, I already showed you the code, the DoCmd.TransferSpreadsheet code. Let's go grab that off of our main menu. That's where I left it in the last class. So I'm going to go to view the Project Explorer. This will show me all the forms in the database. I'm going to go to my main menu. And here it is right down here. I left it right there. Remember at the end of the last class? Copy it. And I don't like to leave this on because it takes up a lot of space. And I seldom use it. So I'm going to close that now. And now I can just close this guy. And it goes back to this one, which is behind it. And I'll just paste that in. All right. So the command is going to be DoCmd.TransferSpreadsheet. We have to change this to acImport. acImport. Okay. So this is the same. Where are we going to put it? Now we want to put this into a temporary table. Okay. Because if the table already exists, it's going to try to append the data to that table. Okay. It won't be able to append the data to the table because we've got primary keys, which is a good thing, but those primary keys are indexed. So you're going to get errors. It's going to say I was unable to import blah, blah, blah records. It won't be able to pull any of them in. So we're going to put the data into a temporary table. So CustomerTempT. Okay. And then everything else is true. We'll get a status done. All right. Well, message box, or actually we can't use status in this form, right? We'll just message box it. Message box done. And we can get rid of the beep. Okay. All right, save it, and throw a debug compile whenever you want to. Come back out here, close this, open her up. Now I already saved my changes. Let's import from Excel. Okay, done. What happened? Notice over here, I now have a CustomerTempT. Open it up. There's my changes straight from Excel. Okay, now I got to get these changes into my customer table. We're going to use an update query to do that. Now, yeah, you could write the whole thing in SQL if you want to, but for the benefit of the people who aren't SQL masters yet, learn SQL, people. We're just going to do it as a standard update query. So create, query design. We're going to use an update query. I'm going to pull in CustomerTempT and CustomerT. Okay? We're going to join them together by customer ID. And we don't need any weird join types because I only want to see records that match. Okay, so that's fine. Use an inner join. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to bring down here the fields that you want to be able to be changed. So don't bring down ID because we can't change it anyways. All right. If you don't want them to be able to change first name and last name, don't bring them into the query and they'll stay exactly as they were in the table. All right. It'll just be for the benefit of them to be able to see it in the spreadsheet. But, but let's say for the sake of class, I want to be able to change, but I'm changing this side over here, right? So the side you're changing, bring these guys down. So I'm going to bring down first name, last name, state, and we'll bring down credit limit. All right. Let's say we don't want them changing customer sense. That's fixed. It's in the database. No one can edit it. So just these fields here. Okay. So this is the table that we're changing. What are we changing these to? Well, we're changing these to the matching record from this table that is the same field. All right. So down here in update 2, we're going to type in CustomerTempT dot first name, just like that. Whoops. Come here. Come here. There we go. I'll zoom in so you can see it. Shift F2. Right. CustomerTempT dot first name. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. Okay. We're going to put the same thing in these fields and then just change the field names. So we have to keep typing it, right? Paste, paste, paste. Make these bigger. And yeah, so I'm still in that one, so it's not. There we go. And then we'll just copy the field name, last name, state, credit limit, credit limit. Okay. And yes, we need the CustomerTempT down here so Access knows which table it's getting the data from. All right, let's save this as my customer update queue. Okay, I'm going to close it. Don't run it yet. Don't run it. We're going to run it in our code. Let's go update our code. All right, back to our code. This guy. I always leave it open in the background, but there's a button. I put this button up here on my quick launch toolbar to go to the code window. Boop. And I got a whole video on how to do that. Go search for quick launch toolbar on my website. Okay. So after we do the transfer spreadsheet, we are going to DoCmd.OpenQuery customer update queue. Now the thing about open query is that if it's a select query, you just want to view records, it will open the query up in query datasheet view and you'll be able to see it. If it's an action query, it just runs the query. Okay, so it'll run that query. And then, yeah, message box done. All right, let's give it a good old run. Let's save it, debug, compile. It's already compiled. Let's come back out here. Let's hit the import. All right, done. And if you scroll down, find some of the records. Let's filter this based on Florida again, because we're dealing with Florida people. I can already see. There we go. See ZZZ Rost. All right, let's filter equals Florida, and there's my changes. Right, Deanna's credit limit, X's, Z's. Okay, good. Now another thing to take into consideration: open up CustomerTempT, and look at that. There's 8 records in there. All right, because remember what I said earlier. Every time you run that import, it's going to append the records into this CustomerTempT. The first time it created the table, now every subsequent run, it's going to append the records, which is okay. We're just going to have to remember to delete the records that are in this table before we do the import. So you could build the delete query, or with this one, we will throw into SQL. All right, so you guys can learn some SQL. All right, so right before we do the transfer spreadsheet, we're going to go current.db.execute delete from CustomerTempT. Make sure you put CustomerTempT in there, not customer T, or you'll delete all your customers. And of course, back up your data, right? We're all backing up our data. Got to throw this slide up there anytime I'm working with action queries, right? Make sure you're backing up your data every night. I show you how to make some automated backups in this thing here. But watch it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Bacardi Cola. Do it. All right. And I'm also going to throw down here a me.requery. That will force the form to requery itself after the changes are made, because you might not always see the changes in the form itself. Okay, one more try. Here we go. Debug, compile, make sure everything's good. All right, so let's make some changes again, right? Let's export to Excel. Okay, let's say I'm going to fix this. I'm going to be rerow. And this was an error. We're going to fix that back to 6,000. Mr. Wharf is Mr. Woof. And Mr. Data is going back to data. But now he's from Georgia. Okay. All right, maybe he moved and this sales rep has to update it. Okay. Save it. Close it. All right. The guy emails it back to you. Now we're going to import. Click and done. Notice Mr. Data disappeared because we're filtered for only Florida, but everybody else was updated. But turn off the filter and find Mr. Data. Look, he's now from Georgia. And this is working fantastic. Right? So now you can filter the results. You want to send it to your New York sales rep. Where's my New York sales rep? Right, come over here, filter. Okay, export it. It's going to be the same file, by the way. You can change the file name in code if you want to do a bunch of these and export a New York file, export a Florida file. That's up to you. Okay, come in here and let's say his name is just Wash now, and he's 3,000. Okay, save it. And yeah, you could add records in here, but let's try it. I haven't tried this. They wouldn't be able to type in a customer ID because the database is going to assign them a customer ID. In fact, if they type in a different customer ID, if they type in like just a 35, it's going to overwrite 35. So be careful when they send you this back. Look at it and make sure they don't do something like that. You can put those kinds of safeguards in, but we're talking another level of programming. We're assuming these people are trustworthy and they're not going to intentionally mess up your stuff. But let's put in here Mr. New Guy Jones from New York. And we'll leave these fields blank. So I'm curious. Let's see what happens. Save it. Close it. And let's import. And done. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not going to import new records because of our query. Okay? If you look at this query, right, it's only going to match up people who have matching IDs. So you will have the problem that I mentioned before if someone types in a random customer ID. That's how the link is going to be made. So they can mess up your data that way. But if they type in somebody new, they won't be imported because they won't have a matching record already in CustomerT. If that's the case, if you want to allow them to add new people, I would suggest doing it with a separate spreadsheet. Just give them a blank spreadsheet, say put this to people in here, make a different button, and then that'll import them into a customer new T, and then you'll run an append query on that to bring those people in. That could be the subject for a future video. If you guys really want to see how to do that, post a comment down below, and I'll be happy to record that video for you. And of course, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like learning with me, check out my Access Developer series. I just finished Developer 44. I got lots and lots of lessons, folks. Come and learn with me if you like my style, if you like the stuff I teach. You'll find more information at the link shown. There will be a link down below. You can click on it, or you can scan this nifty little QR code right there with your phone. It'll take you right to my website. That's going to do it, though. That's going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something, folks. I hope you had some fun, too. I did. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.